Every country has their own story to tell, and that story starts somewhere. Each story consists of a beginning, middle, and end, all full of significant people and actions or events. In our story, we go back to 1565, the Spanish colonial period where Spain financed expeditions to the Philippines. They were ruled as the general captaincy of the Philippines within the Spanish East Indies, initially under New Spain until 1821. Their time as a Spanish colony of the Spanish Empire ended with an outbreak of the Philippine Revolution in 1898. It was a revolution and following conflict fought between the people and insurgents of the Philippines and the Spanish Empire. This series of events inspired Filipino nationalists to rise up against the Spanish rule, which Jose Rizal was a part of. Filipino nationalism commenced in the Philippines in the 1800s with an increase of patriotic feelings and nationalistic ideals, resulting from more than 3 decades of Spanish rule. It served as Asia's first nationalist revolution. Many such nationalist feelings led to a broad-ranging political and social campaign. Who is Jose Rizal? Jose Protazio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Riolonda, or Jose Rizal, was a physician, patriot, and man of letters who was an inspiration to Philippine nationalist movements. He was born on June 19, 1861 in Calamba, Philippines. He galvanized other Filipinos to rise up against the Spaniards through the pen and not the sword. The pen refers to using words in writing letters, speeches, or novels, whereas the sword refers to using violence and threats to get a point across. His education. Public education at the time was very new as it was inaugurated in 1863. Rizal was 3 years old at the time schools opened for the first time. Those who were part of rich middle-class families that owned haciendas could afford to go to school ran by religious orders. The majority of Filipino children did not go to school at the time. About 20% of children went to school, leaving the other 80% to do hard labor. They worked haciendas and farms at a young age as they were considered mature enough to do many challenging adult responsibilities. Their main job was to tend to the farm, help their parents feed their families, and work under the privileged school kids. This poor childhood exposed them to hard labor and hard life in general. Very few of them were literate and less were educated. Jose Rizal was born to a well-off, wealthy family. It was very clear that he had a better childhood than most. When he was sent to school, he had the choice to sit back and waste the chance, or take advantage and absorb information. Seeing the other children's lives, he was encouraged to take this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and excel in school for his friends and family. When Rizal went to school, he was competitive and worked diligently to improve in his areas of weakness. Despite the challenging competition, he was able to achieve various awards. He went from being last in his classes to the first with all of his hard work. Due to his success, others around him became jealous and caused Rizal deep trouble. Lies and rumors were told, and Rizal was beaten 6 times, a form of punishment at the time. Rizal didn't take this as a sign of failure. He used it as an anchor for improvement. He was later educated at the best schools and universities in Manila and Europe. When he was 21 years old, he left the Philippines to pursue medical and humanities studies in Spain. There he earned a degree in medicine, mostly specializing in ophthalmology, the type of medicine concerned with the study and treatment of disorders and diseases with the eye. In Europe, nationalism blossomed in the liberal atmosphere. The group of Filipino students arose what came to be known as the propaganda movement. Magazines, poetry, and literature flourished. In 1887, Rizal published his first novel, No Le Me Tanger, The Social Cancer, a novel revealing the evils of Spanish rule in the Philippines. His second novel established his reputation as the leader of the Philippine reform movement. He wrote his last written piece hoping to show that the native people of the Philippines had a long history before the Spanish came. His pieces impacted the Filipino community and inspired them to stand up. Thus, the vast majority of Filipinos rose up against the Spanish to gain their freedom. When Rizal came back from Europe, he was captured and imprisoned by fearful Spaniards. On December 30, 1896, Rizal was executed in Manila by a firing squad. His death impacted everyone as he encouraged them to fight for their independence. After his death, he became the foremost symbol of Philippine nationalism.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to create a documentary. I did have more to say, but I'm sick right now, so I can't really do much. So, thank you again.